Yeah, good morning. Happy Monday, PSW staff, clients, friends. Join us for Film Scoring Monday. Hey now, this is when we look at a scene from a movie and I take out the music. You come up with the score. You go on YouTube, Spotify, all those things. We've been doing 2 million of these so far. No, we've done a lot though. And it's been really fun for me and good practice for us to start doing these things. So please play along, text me, and I'm always here and available to help. This is a workshop, a thinking shop, a critical space for our minds to think about music in movies. I hope you guys are getting stuff out of this, and it's also an excuse to talk about film history, because we've run the gambit from silent movies to Buster Keaton to French New Wave to do I gotta list everything right now? It's a Monday. Come on, let's take it easy. So today we're gonna look at something that's actually a few years old. So lest you think I'm just stuck in the past, we're gonna look at the 2016 American musical La La Land. What is La La Land? Is that offensive to us Angelinos? Should we be offended? Now, it's a term that started in the 1960s, and mostly La La. Everybody is in La La Land over there. We're out of touch with reality, which we are, but we don't need to be told that. But it's for the people in Hollywood, the celebrities, the people that live in their big bungalows, houses, and all that stuff. They're out of touch with reality, and and we think it's sunny every day in all parts of the world, but no, it's really here. So they're in La La Land. So that's where that term comes from. But this isn't linguistics class. That'll be tomorrow's class. This is a musical film, written, directed by Damien Chazelle. Got his start in the Sundance Workshop with Whiplash. But went to Harvard and met his partner Justin Hurwitz, who wrote the music and orchestrated it, which is very impressive. Many times just people write songs and they give it to other orchestrators, and we've talked about the art of orchestrating with Rimsky-Korsakov. Very, very not easy to do, but that's where all the coloring and all that stuff comes in. And it probably did so well because it has 2 huge stars. I think if you had the worst movie in the world and had Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, people would still show up. I don't know what that says about, we've always loved movie stars, and for some reason, since the early beginning of time, we think they're our friends, right? So he's a struggling jazz pianist, and she's an aspiring actor. So it's a very realistic plot, and they pursue their dreams in LA. That's probably why this budget, it was $30 million, makes $500 million. Good return. But yeah. And if we're looking at the colors and the music, at the jazz score and those kind of vibrant colors, we already know. We looked at Umbrellas of Cherbourg. See, this is the fun part of doing these classes, because I can make references that we understand already, because we looked at, although that was a jazz opera, that had no spoken dialogue in it, very revolutionary. But Chazelle totally was influenced by this. Rightly so. It's a gorgeous film. Part of the French New Wave. We've talked about the French New Wave, although it's not like Godard and Truffaut, but Jacques Demy's movie is, and Michel Legrand's score is vibrant and jazzy and all that stuff. Wonderful. So takes influence from that, also from a lot of MGM and Broadway musicals, Singing in the Rain and stuff. We looked at that. So I guess our big thing is, did Ryan Gosling save jazz, right? No, I'm just kind of poking fun. But he wants to save jazz in this, right? They're drawn together. The 2 stars are desire to do what they love. She wants to act, she wants to write. He wants to save jazz, he wants to have a jazz club. Not Shakespeare, but it's a nice plot, and in between there's musical numbers with dancing and all those things.
Climb these hills, I'm reaching for the heights and chasing all the lights that shine. And when they let you down, you get up off the
Chazelle, I think in a smart way, wanted to film this with master shots instead of cuts. So the stars had to actually play and dance all their parts, which is nice because, I mean, it shows you can't really cheat your way. So the stars did, Gosling took piano lessons and played a lot of those things. So, that's great. So it's a love story. They meet and then they kind of fall in love, and then I don't want to ruin the ending, but it's kind of got that bittersweet thing. But there's a lot of dreamlike, beautiful scenes. The observatory. Just wanted to intercut some of these things because it is a love letter to Los Angeles, and we do talk a lot about our LA history and all these things. So, like I mentioned, the score is by Justin Hurwitz. He did his own orchestrations, and so this is a pretty straight-ahead jazz score. Straight ahead, with the kind of cool jazz feel, not free jazz, somewhat Broadway-ish. That as a genre, it's got that 50s, 60s jazz feel to it. So we're going to score a montage. Maybe I'm just a sucker because a lot of these shots of LA are classes that we've done. You'll look at Angel's Flight in this that we looked at. You're going to see the observatory, you're going to see Griffith Park, you're going to see Chateau Marmont, you're going to see the Watts Towers. We did classes on all of these things. So, just keep your eye out, but also listen to what kind of music's being played. So this is kind of in the middle when they're falling in love and they're going around the whole city. And let's take a look. Very energetic, right? It's fast paced because they're having fun, they're seeing all these sights. So we need to keep our score in the jazz realm, but energetic. Not Coltrane. Coltrane's way too out there. It's got to be much more, and we know Coltrane, so that's not going to be good. Maybe you could find some Miles Davis, but I don't really hear Miles. I hear somewhat Broadway jazz, big band excitement, but I could be wrong. So why don't we take a look at the scene, Sans music. So definitely needs music. I mean, they filmed all this, during filming, knowing that this was going to be scored. There's no way that this would not be scored. Maybe they were listening to the soundtrack on set. I don't know. Maybe the director was just saying, look happy, we're going to add music later. Who knows? But it's a montage, so we definitely need a score. So like I said, probably not free jazz, not Coltrane. not Louis Jordan. I'm just thinking of people that we've done classes with, and I don't really want to just tell you what I think, but definitely energetic jazz music and light jazz, fun jazz, not dissonant jazz. So look at the scene, look at it, as many times as you need to see, this one's, we've had harder assignments before, but this one's definitely fun, and I really wanted to, this isn't my favorite movie, but this is still, part of film history. A lot of great things in this movie that are really beautiful. So definitely worth, the artistic value in this movie is very, very important, and something that we should look at. So, and since we do LA classes, I thought we should incorporate all of this. So get it to me by tomorrow. We're going to have a Bonnie-rific week. Can't wait to show you some stuff and play you some stuff, and we're just going to, make it a great week. All right, love you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.